Here's Pops. Here's Captain Mike. We are your three favorite magnet fishermen. Here's John. We are in Arkansas, where we like to name our rivers after colors. We have the Red River, we have the White River, and we have the Black River. Yesterday, we were in north central Arkansas hunting on the White River. And we didn't have the kind of luck we wanted to, did we, Pops?
We didn't have a real good day.
But that's all right. Someday the bear gets you, and some days you get the bear. So because the bear got us yesterday, we're going to get the bear today on Black River. We are on a familiar crossing site on the Black River in North Arkansas, and we're planning on pulling up some big artifacts. We're hopefully some of them will be old artifacts. Me, personally, I want to get a Civil War era sword with someone's name on it. That would be absolutely fabulous. But hey, if you don't, just being out in nature is enough. A special shout out today, Pops, to one of our viewers from Maryland up on the Chesapeake Bay.
All right.
Isn't that kind of neat? Isn't that kind of neat, Captain Mike? And we're going to be using a recording device today. We have bought a stick that we're going to be using while we record. So I'm the cameraman out here, and I'm not professional by any stretch of the imagination, but we're going to kind of make the best of it today with our new stick, and let us know where you're watching from. Pop likes to know where everybody's watching from, don't you, Pop?
Yes, we do. We want to know.
Yeah, and even Captain Mike gets a kick out of it, don't you? Just knowing where our viewers are watching from. So without any further ado, we're going to get this big bad boat into Black River and do our best to pull out some amazing artifacts. And you know why today's going to be a lucky day? Because today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
And it's my birthday wish that we had the biggest magnet fishing day that we've ever had. Isn't that right, Pops?
That's right.
All right. You ready, Captain Mike? Let's get this road on the show. Let's get this show on the road. All right, Pops. You ready?
Ready to go.
Look at that. 78-year-old magnet men.
It's not very much, but I got something on it.
Well, we're off and running today.
That's an old pocket knife.
Let's look at it here. Look at that.
I have no idea what this is.
This one is old.
See if it's going on.
Wow.
Hey, there's a square.
There's some more stuff on here. We're going to get the old prototype out here, the old Shin Saver 2026 model.
May not work on that.
Captain Mike's going to see if he can get her down here good. Here we go. Look at there. Boy, I tell you what, Captain Mike, you're some kind of engineer now. Now, what is this thing? My goodness. It's heavy. Wow. And here's the old knife we just pulled out. Look at there. Now, this particular site that we are working today is a site where there was crossings on this river in the early 1800s. Well, that's what's kind of neat, isn't it, Pops? That there's so much history around this particular area. Now, this river that we're on, the Black River, of course, I say this a lot, the French named this river. And I guess they called it the Black River because it's never clear, or rarely, I should say, clear. It's muddy all the time, and that's why we're finding a lot of items, because this river is swift, it's deep, and it's dark. So if people lost something, they couldn't see it, it was too deep to retrieve it. River's too swift, so therefore those items are still on the bottom of this river, and we're finding them on days like today. Already starting out with this item here. It's an old pocket knife, and whatever this might be. And we got an old nail down here too, look at that.
That square one?
Yeah. I don't know if that's an old square nail. Well, it's halfway between square and round. Better put that in the residue box, Pop.
That's oval.
kind of oval in between. All right, let us know where you're watching from, guys. We absolutely love knowing where people watch our videos from. All right, Pops is on something. I like our new camera stick. I can get closer to the action. Well, hope it doesn't break and drop this phone in the river. Oh, looky there. That's another set of log dogs, old logging spikes from the 1800s. Isn't that something? Look at Mike here. Best way to get these off. There you go. There you go. All right. I'm off. And Pop, he takes the magnet. See, look, I'm going to show everybody all the residue that's left on there after we pull the log dogs off. And Pop, he takes the residue and puts it back here in our residue bucket. We go through that later. We get all kinds of old hooks and buttons and other items, which I have a nice collection of hooks, a nice collection of old buttons, other old items from hundreds of years ago that we get from the residue bucket. Kind of. All right, here's the log dogs we just pulled out. Look at this. Each one of those is unique, made by different blacksmiths. That one is in pretty good condition, isn't it? Isn't that, Bob?
Good to me.
That looks to be good, yeah. Well, we're on the river. Got things going. Now, I know a lot of you are watching and you're saying, well, John, I know today's your birthday and you don't look like you're 56 years old. And I say thank you. And I want to let you in on what my secret is. I think it's my New Year's resolution this year. I made a New Year's resolution that I was going to exercise less and spend more time in the recliner at night. And I've done that. Hey, and look what's happened. I look like I'm 35 years old and I'm out here pulling up all these artifacts out of the river. And Pop back here shaking their heads like, come on now, just turn the recorder off already. Well, we just turned the camera off and then back on now, and look what Pops is hooked this up. Can you believe it? Look at that. Another set of log dogs. Here, Mike. I got it. All right. Oh. I let me up here. Oh, you got it? One of us is going to go in the river. All right. Woo! Captain Mike's getting a workout today. He doesn't say much, but now he can pull some stuff off that magnet. Look at this, guys. Another set of log dogs. And we're having a good day, aren't we? Wow. Yeah. All right. Boy, I'm getting kind of... All right. Here you go, Mike. You want to film it? If you want to film, I'll get the... Here you go, Pops. I'm going to hold it up. Look at here. Off an old plow or cultivator. This would have slid through the dirt like this. Wow. That's old. I'm going to show them this log dog too here. You got me? Look here at this particular link on this log dog, this chain. It's about rusted in two. In fact, it is. There's a gap there. That chain, I don't think that contributed to losing it, but they were about to lose it anyway because of that link. Yeah, neat. Good job, Pops. My goodness, you're on a roll.
Woo!
Coming to the surface.
He's grinding.
Trot line weight. Look at there. Somebody was using that for fishing a long time ago. We are cleaning up the river. That's not historical.
It's hard to get off there.
Yeah, I get it. There we go. There we go. Old trot line weight. Notice rope still tied around it. You have to weight down their lines for fishing. This is what we've caught so far today, guys. Having a good day. Oh, plow. That was pulled by a mule, probably. 2 sets of logging chains. They would drive these into logs, float them down the river to sawmills, anywhere from 100, 150 to 200 years ago. And then we got these 2 items. One's a knife, a little pocket knife, and one's a solid piece of metal. Don't know what it's off of. This chain was on the residue bucket. On residue on the magnet. It was in the bucket and we got it out. Well, there's what we got so far. Having a pretty good day. Good job, Pops. All right, Pops has got something here. That, I'm guessing, is a piece off a covered wagon.
I see a couple old hooks on here too.
Yeah, be sure and keep those old hooks. I've got a collection going.
I got them.
I collect those old hooks. Look at here, guys. I can just imagine this being on a wagon. Different functions. But it's old. That. And every item has a story. We don't know what the story is. We wish we did. We bring them to the surface. At least they're not at the bottom of the river anymore. And some items, you know, their stories are relatively new, like this trot line weight and this piece of old channel iron, which we pulled that out of White River. But these items here, they have an older story. The old timber industry, the old settlers. This has to do with settlers, this old breaking plow. Just neat stuff. We love history and we love pulling things out of the river. And Captain Mike does here, and Pop, he most certainly does. Pop, you have a shout out to anyone?
Not today.
Not today, you kind of low on the shout out. Well, I have another shout out I want to give out today. It's just, we have our good viewers from Boise, Idaho.
Oh.
Glad you love magnet fishing in Boise, Idaho.
Iowa Hawkeyes, right?
I said Iowa. That's Iowa, not Idaho. I said Idaho.
Idaho potatoes.
The Idaho potatoes, yes. Yeah. And we were thinking a while ago, we had the Red River, Black River, White River in Arkansas, and I think there's the Green River in Wyoming.
It is.
If you know another color river somewhere in the U.S., put it in the comments. Let us know. All right, Pop is confident he's dragging something in here.
Not very heavy, but
Wow, do I see a horseshoe on there?
yes, you do.
Well, look at that. Look at that, guys. Old horseshoe. Now look how it's worn. My goodness. Oh, muscle hook. What else we got on there?
Okay.
Well, watch your hands. You better have your tetanus shot. Oh, there's a chain off a log dog.
I'll get twisted up.
Look at this. Wow. Old muscle hook. Horseshoe. Looks like a piece off a plow. Maybe you'll lay it over here. The plow's there. Look at that horseshoe, how it's worn. Up there. Amazing. That old chain. Got the wire on both ends. Got wire here, wire down here. Look at what we're finding today. Having a good day. Pulling metal objects out of the middle of the river, aren't we, Pop?
Out of the middle and the sides too.
Middle, sides, you name it. Things that shouldn't be in the bottom of the river. And the most of these items from here shouldn't be in the bottom of the river. They're in here by accident. Now these items, like the trot line weight, yes, people were using those to hold down their fishing lines. These items were lost during floods or crossing accidents or other ways that people accidentally lost their items in the river. Oh, looky here, we got a snake.
Don't get too close to him now.
Looky here, it's an old water snake. Now, Mr. Snake, go on. Go on. You can't be getting up in here now. Go on.
Oh, that's the wrong thing.
He's going to the bank over there. You know, sometimes our paths cross out here, and you just have to let the snake know that you mean no harm. You go your way, we'll go our way, won't we, Pop?
Well, the snake don't know that.
All right, Pop has hooked something again right after the snake left us.
Wow.
Good gracious.
I don't know what it is.
What in the world? Good gracious. My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is, what is it, 12 feet, 15 feet long?
Yeah, but I don't think the handle's old.
No, I don't think it's, no, it can't be old because that handle's not. That handle is not wood. What is that, Mike? Fiberglass?
Yeah.
But look at the tip of that.
Yeah, that's probably what somebody used finding their hook nets.
Yep. Yep, probably what somebody used to find their nets with. And they lost it. And it's been in the river all this time. And we came along and pulled it out of the river. Look at there. Quite neat, isn't it? There are other items. Good job, Captain Mike. That was all you. Good job, Pops. Way to get that in. Way to get it off the magnet there, Mike. Oh, we're having a good day on the river magnet fishing. Happy birthday to me. I look 33. We're having a good day magnet fishing. I hope to live to be 103. All right.
Okay. More stuff out of the river.
I like this new camera stick. I can get the camera out over the water more.
There's a,
That's an old stove part.
that one part is, I know.
Look at that. Decorative. You see this? Hey, what's that right there? Let me see this. Wow, old piece of barbed wire right there. Look at that. Wow. Old decorative piece here. Wow. Neat. Neat, 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 neat. My goodness. Pop, you got the magnet back in the water?
Got it in there.
All right. World's greatest 78-year-old magnet fisherman right there. AKA Pops.
Soon to be 79.
Soon to be 79, yeah. And rolling. Whoo, they're struggling. I think I need to help. Let me get over here. Oh, be careful.
That's a railroad tie. A
With a
railroad
muscle hook on it.
muscle look on. My goodness.
Look at there. 2 muscle hooks attached to the magnet with the railroad. I'm glad to have that out of the river.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad to have those too.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back. Oh, oh. Okay, here, you want to film and I'll get it?
I get it.
All right. Got it. Whew. Looky there. Wow. All right. Another amazing pull. How much does that weigh, Mike? Mike has some well-calibrated muscles. Look at it.
40 pounds.
Look at this. That. Wow. That is How did that happen? Another story. Mike says it weighs 40 pounds. I see it has some writing on it, looks like, that we'll try to identify later. All right. Quick overview of our items we pulled out here today. I don't know if that's a mule or a horseshoe, but it's an old shoe. Middle of the river. Well, once again, let us know where you're watching our video from. We have viewers from all over the U.S., and we love the fact that you watch us magnet-fish, that you care enough to spend your time watching us pull some old artifacts out of the river, and we love to know where you're watching from. We'll do our best to do some shout-out. I want to do a shout-out to Pascagoula, Mississippi. How about Atlanta, Georgia? Birmingham, Alabama. Roll Tide. All right.
Everybody's on here. Hanging around there. Look at what? What's that, man? I don't know what that is.
That's a nail on a piece of wood.
Yeah. Wow.
That was what?
It's a nail in an old piece of
Oh,
wood.
you kidding me?
No,
Okay. Is this
That's-
square nail? Or you know?
I can't tell about the head of it. What is that round looking thing? My goodness. I don't know. All right. I've got my eye on the shoreline. Seems like we've got a sign on us that says snakes come visit us. They keep going towards the boat. I'm constantly looking for them. Yep, none over there. That's not a snake, that's Bob White. Pops thinks he's locked on something.
No,
Right.
another trot line lake.
Yep. Trot line wake. Glad to have that out of the river. There you go. A lot of residue on the bottom of it. All right. Another fishing wake we have fished out of the river. Put it up here with this one. There we go. That second one's a little older. That rope's not nylon on that one. A little older. Look at all these items we pulled out of the river today. Here. Look at this. Wow. If you know what any of these things are, we pretty much know what all of them are, but if you have any additional comments, you can let us know. All right, what we got here, Pops?
Ah, but it's nothing big.
What is that?
It's doorknob. I guess it's what it is.
Well, which one of you wants to get it off the magnet there? Look at, doorknob. My
Look,
goodness.
see,
And look at that. What is a, that's one of those hot hands.
What's it doing on that?
What's it doing sticking to the magnet? That means there can only be metal inside of these. If you use these, you probably didn't know there was metal inside of them. But now you know. And the reason you know is because you've been watching John and Pop Magnet and Captain Mike Magnet fishing video. So you learn some stuff by spending some time with us. Yeah, now some of it may not be useful, but you learn some stuff.
Not to do.
What not to do. Pop, let's look at the residue bucket back here.
Ah, well, nothing big out there today. It's just,
Oh, we got quite a bit in there.
yeah, I know. Just
Wow. Bunch of old hooks, barbed wire. Look at there. That's our motor. See that water coming out? That means the motor's working right. Yeah. All right. Our items again. Look at here. Looky here. Some old, some not so old. Look at this item. Look at this we pulled out of here. pulled this out of the river. We know it's not that old because the pole is fiberglass.
Yeah.
And these mussel hooks. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can't even walk in the boat. I'm about to fall down.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's good old.
All right. Mike's getting pretty good at operating that magnet. Guys, you know what that, well, I was going to say a spring off a covered wagon seat,
I don't know.
but that might be kind of a long shot. There's what it looks like anyway. Just hide them over here. Any ideas what that is? Got some holes in it. Well, this is old. This is hand forged. You can tell. Yeah. Old log dogs. Days gone by. Those are neat. Each one of those is different. They're handmade, made by different people. They're for a time gone by. Same way with those mussel hooks. We never find two of those that are alike. They're as unique as individuals are, aren't they?
Sure are.
They sure are. That's right. No two people are alike. No two mussel hooks are alike, and no two sets of log dogs are alike. All right, Pops.
You got something on here. It's not real heavy, but it's heavy.
Well, I see a log dog. Whoa! I see an old Mindoway.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow. Guys, they used window weights a couple hundred years ago. That's not necessarily. Oh, another mussel hook. Look at here. That's number 4 for the day. Those there. And a half a log dog. Missing one of the spikes. Maybe why it wound up in the bottom of the river. There you go. Quite a few items we pulled out of the bottom today. Here's a fascinating. That's a piece of original wood with a nail in it. We pulled that out of the bottom of the river. Kind of neat. You know, one of the neatest things for me about magnet fishing is trying to picture the items that we pull up being used, how they were being used in the time period when they were lost. You know, for instance, the log dogs, how did they wind up in the bottom of the river? They were used to float logs down the river, and so there must have been an accident, or they fell off the logs, went to the bottom of the river. And the horseshoes that we find, you know, how did they come off? Well, horses would have been swimming the river, or they could have been on a ferry and they kicked them off, or they could have been crossing and kicked them off on a rock. And the old plows that we pull out of the middle of the river, how did the plows get in the middle of the river? People didn't just throw those in the middle. They had to lose them when they were crossing. You know, there's a story behind every item that we pull out of the river, and trying to picture what that story would be, that's one of the fun things for me, magnet fishing. I know Pops likes that too. Don't you, Pop? Just thinking about the history and the story. And Captain Mike, he loves history as much as any of us do. You know, we don't make any money magnet fishing. You know, this is something that we simply do because we love history. And Pops and me, we aren't any good at reel fishing, so that's why we like magnet fishing. But now Captain Mike, he's a good fisherman. He's a good fisherman, but he also likes magnet fishing as well. He tries to split his time equally between reel fishing and magnet fishing, I'd say. Guys, we thank you for watching our video. We're going to have a good long video today. It's going to be maybe up close to 40 minutes, and let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you like about magnet fishing, and if there's anybody out there that wants to sponsor us, hey, we can take this thing global. We can be on the networks and everything else if you think magnet fishing would be any good on the networks. And thanks for watching, guys. We really do appreciate it. Oh, Pops is on something heavy. Woo. Take two of them. What is that?
I don't know what that is, but it is heavy.
All right, I got it. Man. You hold that. Ready?
What do you think it is, John?
Oh, let's look at it. It's decorative. I don't know what that is.
We're going to leave it right there.
All right. Whew. Whew.
He's drunk.
Oh, I have never seen one of these. This is the first. What is this? That is an old rake. Look at this. Oh, wow. Look at this.
That wasn't a rake for the yard. That was a culvert.
Now, some kind of rake. Right there is where the wood would have gone. And look at these. These points. Amazing. First time I have ever seen one of those pull out of the river. And look at the square nuts on it. That's a telltale sign that is 1800s, maybe even 1700s. Wow. Hey guys, Pop just pulled this out of the river. Let me go on him and Captain Mike. Look at this. This is an old cultivator system here, plowing system. I think it would have gone like this, and right here, I believe the wood would have gone through here, maybe pulled with a mule, and another one of these would have gone over here so that you could have pulled it through the dirt or sand. Guys, that's heavy. Good, and notice the square nuts on it as well, right here. Look at this. What do you think, Pop?
I think it's good.
1800s?
I would say at least.
Yeah, we've got two nodding 1800s. I'd have to concur. Besides that, I'll have to agree. Oh me. All right, let's get that magnet back in the water. Well, I think I've got my birthday wish. Got more items today than I think we've ever got on any day magnet fishing before. That's amazing. Amazing. Look at these. Well, we're running out of room. We don't want to put them over here and mess up the boat, but we're running out of room on this side. Don't know what that item in the floor is. Anybody knows, let us know. It is broken right here. I do know that. And over here, look at all these. This old cultivator plowing mechanism, the horseshoe. log dogs, mussel hooks. For this is the first time we've ever seen anything even remotely similar to this right here. This old rake. What it was used for, we don't know. There's the square nut. Look at that, hand forged. That is neat. That is neat. This is neat. Wow. Ooh, this is a long thing. Having a good day. Woo. Woo. Oh. Oh. Look at it does. Now guys, this is what should not be. This is coal. This should not be in the bottom of the middle of the river. But this coal is hung on this. This lets us know that there was something transporting coal up this river that sank or had an accident and lost some of its load. All right, there you go. Look at it. There's the coal right there. Right there. That piece hung up in here. Wow. I think we're going to need a bigger boat. Guys, we are pulling things out of the middle of Black River that should not be in the middle of Black River. There's been Spanish explorers up this river, French, English, into steamboat traffic, Civil War era, mussel fishing era. A lot of you are familiar with all this. Well, we're finding artifacts from every one of those time periods. It's quite amazing. We've got items today from every time period imaginable on the Black River other than pre-1600s. Look at all this metal items that we pulled out of the river today. That old rake there is one of the most amazing to me. Amazing. And then that item, don't know what that is. The old cultivator, mule-drawn cultivator plow with square nuts. You know, the log dogs, the mussel hooks, obviously. This horseshoe. Look at this, how it's worn here. Don't know if that was worn from when it was on the horse or worn since it's been at the bottom of the river. Look at that. Amazing. And then here we are, like I said, there's a piece of coal hung up in this. So steamboat, this is our steamboat era here, this piece. Here's that old rake with the square nut. And this is where the wood would have set for the handle, right here. Wow. Pop, you've been on fire back there, hadn't you? 78-year-old Magnet Superman. Yeah, Mike, I hope you put your sunscreen on. You're getting kind of dark. Good to see you all have your life jackets on. Yeah. You know, Pops, I believe before we started, oh, well, I can't even talk without you pulling something out of the river. I was about to say something profound, but it can wait, can't it? Looks to be just an old piece of metal. There we go. Greater blade, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. We'll sit down here with the other unidentifiable piece of metal. Now, back to what I was saying. Before we started magnet fishing, we had no idea that there would be artifacts like these in the river, in Black River. And guys, we've been hunting Black River now for off and on for around 9 months. And in a 9-month period, we have pulled out over 5,000 artifacts. We have more now. That was a conservative number, but we have so many items we pulled out of Black. Pops, what's that tell you about the river and the traffic and those things?
There was a lot of traffic up and down this river, and a lot of times they didn't make it.
That's right. That lot of times people didn't make it. That's why these artifacts are in the river. And guys, another thing, these rivers were a highway 200, 300 plus years ago. People traveled these rivers that you don't know traveled these rivers. And there were accidents on this river that were not recorded, that nobody knew happened. And by pulling these items up, we are in a way rewriting some of the history of Black River, because if we hadn't have brought these items to the surface, nobody would know that there was even some of this history in here. So we love what we're doing, and it just amazes us. I know it amazes Captain Mike, amazes Pop, just what all we pull up out of these rivers, and we love it. Absolutely love it. And there's a plethora of items at any given point in this river. You just never know until you drop the magnet in and pull it back up.
You know, there's something about the different places in the river. Sometimes they have their own different personalities, like how deep it is, how swift the water is, how wide it is. And so if you're doing magnet fishing, you have to adjust to that. If you're in deep water or shallow water or extremely rocky water, you have to adjust. You can't use the same rules for every piece of water you're in.
That's right. Yeah, like where we're at right now, we're in extremely swift water here. And, you know, you have to adjust like Pop said. And the kind of items that you pull out of the river can vary in different locations. Like one location you may pull out a lot of wagon axles, wagon wheels. When you do that, you know there was a lot of accidents when people were crossing the river. Other places, we pull out some steamboat parts, which let us know that in 1829, steamboats started running along the Black River. And you know, there were some accidents with steamboats, and sometimes they lost things, and we find those items. And the French were on this river in 1700s, and we found 3 French anchors. They're truly amazing hand-forged anchors. So we're finding something from every time period. Like Pop said, different areas of the river have different personalities, don't they, Pop? Ah, beautiful out here today. We just got a couple of minutes left, and we're going to call it a day. Thank you for watching. Know where you're watching from, please. Put the location in the comments, and we're trying to get up over 4,000 followers, and I think we're almost there. So if you like what we're doing, follow us, and you can watch us every time we put a video on. Hey, Pops just hooked something else. Oh, I was wondering how long it was going to be before we pulled one of these out of the river, and we have pulled one out now, guys. Look at this, an old trap. And we were talking about that, weren't we, Pop, about the French bringing their trappers up here and dropping their fur trappers off. They would drop them off, and they'd come back and get them later, and they would take the furs, the pelts, everything back with them. Well, here is one of those traps. This is one they didn't take back to France with them. Let me get this off. I don't want to break this. But hope it don't. Oh, wait, whoa, whoa. All right, let me get this. Ooh. Ah, come on. That got back over there again.
You're gonna have to help.
Somebody's going to have to help me over here. Here, hold that. I'm not going to break the trap. All right, I got the trap off.
All right, yeah.
Now, Mike, you can work on that. Look at this, guys. Oh, my goodness, that's old. Wow. Look at this. Oh, we had too much fun out here. Dude, oh, now this is the neatest thing. I could sit and stare at this all day. Because the last hands to touch this, probably 150, 200, maybe longer than that ago. Wow. You all seeing this? Of course, they would, for those of you who want trap work, they would spread this apart here, and this would be the trigger mechanism right here for the beaver or the mink, whatever they were trapping. Well, that's old. Yeah. This is old.
I think it is too.
I know it is. Oh,
mine.
wow.
I think that's probably old.
That's old. Good job, Pops.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're calling. today. We've had a long one, and thanks for watching us. And we appreciate all the
comments.
the comments you get for us.
That's right. Hey, Captain Mike says goodbye. And as I'm going to start doing at the end of every video, I'm going to leave you with my favorite quote. When you get to the fork in the road, take it.